It brings me so much joy to bring these movies to the screen. I mean, every time I am lucky enough to produce one of Nick's books, I'm just so grateful because everyone has such a beautiful story, a really lovely message. It's always about love sustaining you and making life worth living, and about love, you know, being able to be held on to, even if you lose someone, and how that can transform your life. And I just feel so happy, you know, to bring this one to the screen as well, because it really, I think it speaks to that time of innocence and open-heartedness that we all have when we have our first love. And if we can hang on to just a little bit of that optimism and that open-heartedness, I think, you know, it would bring a lot of happiness to all of our lives. Nick seems to have this ability to come up with an idea every single time that really connect to people, and so many people say like, oh, that's my story, or that happened to me. And I think he really hit it on this one, because there are so many people, thanks to, you know, social media, that are reconnecting with their first loves from high school or from college, and rekindling that romance. And this story is such a beautiful version of that, about, you know, this intense teen romance and teen love story, and people pulled apart by life and by fate, and finding a way back together again, and refinding themselves, who they really are at the core, through their love story. So when I read the book, I just thought, wow, this is so timely and so true to life. And once again, you know, Nick has written over and over again, he's written another just, you know, beautiful, important love story. What I love about Dawson and Amanda is that they see the best in each other. And, you know, they feel that each other sees the best in them. And Amanda just, you know, sees Dawson's potential more than anybody else. She sees how smart he is. She sees how good-hearted he is, what a hard worker he is, and how he deserves to have a great life. And she pushes him to go to college. You know, she pushes him to finish high school. And, you know, she really becomes a home for him, because, you know, in a way, he is an orphan. His family is abusive, and they're drug dealers, and, you know, he has no mother. He has a terrible father. And, you know, she wakes him up to seeing the world in a whole different way. And, you know, for her, Dawson sees really what nobody else sees in her. Everybody else sees a beautiful, lucky, happy, you know, privileged girl. And he sees how deep she is, how smart she is, how good-hearted she is as well. For many years, I've been a big fan of Michael Hoffman's. I've liked every movie that he's ever made. And then recently, when I saw The Last Station, I thought, you know, this is a true performance director. And that's what these movies need. You know, these movies don't have big pyrotechnics or huge action sequences, you know, and they're about human stories and human interaction. And the director really needs to know how to get the depth of emotion out of the actors. So, you know, I was thrilled that Michael agreed to do the movie, and he really felt it on a very deep level. And I think he really elevated the story to heights that you know, we haven't been to with these movies. Our production designer, Patrizia von Braunstein, and Michael Hoffman, the director, really did a great job in terms of zeroing in on the locations. The thing with these books is people imagine their kind of fantasy homes and their fantasy cottages and settings and the water and everything. So we really try to live up to that. I think seeing this kind of beautiful world is part of the experience of watching these films. So we feel a lot of pressure to deliver that. And we found some beautiful places. The home where Amanda lives, where she grows up as a young girl, is, you know, from the late 1700s and has been in one family all those years, and so beautiful, an old plantation home. The cottage, the setting is just the most idyllic setting I've ever seen in my life. And, you know, we kind of created these amazing grounds for the wildflowers. And you know, it just, I never could have imagined that it would be that beautiful in real life. It just took everyone's breath away. I think people are really going to enjoy seeing this young couple at 18, what happens to their lives, you know, when they're pulled apart, and who are the people they become. You know, they remember that they were the best of who they were with that person. And can they refine that? Can they rekindle that love and that relationship as adults? I think it's going to be really fascinating for people to watch that story.